Hey, everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, with another phenomenal podcast for you today. We got a really special guest. I'm super excited to have him in here and hear. What happened, Elliot?
You're good, Dave. Carry
Okay,
on.
I'm sorry. I just had something jump up on my screen. Gang, I got a really good guest today. I'm super excited to bring him on here in a few minutes and talk about where he came from and what he's done, because he's been on the bluefin for a very long time, and he's got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Plus, he's a phenomenal fisherman and a good friend of the show and a good friend of the sport fishing industry. So we'll bring Greg in just a minute, but first, we got a few things to talk about. Today is Deckhand Sports Friday. We always talk about Deckhand Sports. We got a cool little video to show you about halfway through the show. And then we got some cool stuff. Black Friday sale, your saltwater guide. I got some cool stuff. I'll show you a cool video I got going on with a phenomenal opportunity for all of you to get involved with my website. Lifetime membership. We'll show you that video in a little while. We got all kinds of great things going on today. Marley just had a whole bunch of mangoes, so he's fired up. So I'm sure you'll see him running all over during the show. And if you don't know who Marley is, Marley's my rescue monkey I saved in Mexico City. He's cool. Tim Ogilvy, welcome. Everybody that's watching, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Yes, there's Marley back there in the back running around. Hope you all had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. And without any further ado, let's bring Greg in right now and get this show started. What do you think, Greg? You ready?
I think I'm ready. How we doing, boys?
Are you down there on the Aztec right now?
We are. Yeah, boys are doing some work. I'm in the galley right now. Things are great.
Nice. Don't you love Starlink? Isn't that
I
awesome?
love it. I love it. Love it. You know, they gave it to us for free for a while. And then they were like, oh, you're on the ocean? Oh, we'll charge you some more. But that's all right.
Oh, but it makes it so good. It's everybody. You can go out and go on a 3-day trip with Greg, and you can work while you're out there. I don't know why you would do that, but you can do that if you want.
Yeah. Best part is to keep your phone down.
So, hey, gang, Greg is the owner operator of Aztec Sportfishing, but that's not his only hat he wears. He's been around this sport fishing industry his whole life. Why don't you give everybody just a synopsis of who you are, where you started at? It's kind of the same basic story that all of us have, but a lot of people are watching. We have a big audience. Go ahead and tell everybody where you came from, how you got to being the owner of a sport boat. And I know this isn't your first sport boat you own, but let's
Yeah,
go.
you're right. So from day one, honestly, my dad took me and my brother sport fishing on the half day boats out of Oceanside. I lived in Carlsbad my whole life. I'm in Oceanside now. And one day we went on a half day boat. God, I must have been 10, something like that. And my dad saw a little kid running around, shucking fish, putting them in the bags, this, that, and the next. He saw the captain and was like, oh, that must be your son. He's like, no, not my son. It's like, well, who is he? He's like, oh, he just showed up. I put him to work. He said, what would it take for my son to do the same thing? He said, bring him tomorrow. So he brought me tomorrow, and my parents did everything under their, nature to bring us down to the landing at 5 a.m., pick us up at 7 at night, this, that, and the next, all through summer, all through high school, junior high. And I can't thank him enough for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just, I guess I'm going to be a fisherman. Like, that's what we're going to do. This is my whole deal. I want to be a captain. I want to run a boat. I want to own a boat. And then in 2010, right after the recession, boats opened up and I was in a position to get one. I bought the Pride, had that one for a few years. Things started perking up. Bought the Aztec as well. I had both boats, which I do not suggest. 2 boats at once that's a bit too much. You can't be on both of them at once. And we sold the Pride years later, and now we have the Aztec. Everything's great. We're loving the fishery. We're loving the people. We're loving all the new blood coming into the industry. It's amazing.
Do me a favor though, real quick, because we jumped really fast to ownership. When you were working in Oceanside on the boat, I have a feeling I know who you were working for. Were you working on the Electra with a guy named Mark?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh
thought.
yeah. No, I worked with Mark. I worked with Charlie O. I worked with who else did I work with on the? I worked on the Sea Trek on the Twilight trips. Who was I working with on the Sea Watch? No, I'm sorry, not Sea Watch. That's here now. On the Sea Trek. Um,
Joey Helgren.
well, I worked with Joey Helgren plenty. I worked with Joey Helgren when I was 12 and 13, so you can put enough
Woo!
to that. Yeah, you can put enough to that. Yeah,
Yes.
he was probably my age now when I was 12 or 13.
Right.
Um, he's a pistol. He's an absolute pistol. Um, I worked with Dick Helgren. I worked
On
with
the
Dick.
09,
One trip with Dick. One
on the
trip with Dick
095?
on the 95. I went
Yeah.
to the 95 when I was in my junior year. So I started on the Electra. I worked Twilights on the Sea Trek, and then I went to the 095 when I was in my senior year. After I graduated, I told the guys, "Hey, I need a couple weeks just to be a kid." And then I came back and they're like, yeah, your spot's been filled. You're 17. Whatever. It is what it is." But I'm sorry, not Dick Helgren. Richard DeLuna called Mark Ornos down here. He had just brought his boat down and said, "Hey, I got a kid for you." And I came down. I worked down here on Marco's boat, the Pacific Voyager, for 10 years. And then I bought the Pride when I was 26, 27, something like that.
Amazing. That is amazing. But Ornos, what a phenomenal fisherman. And he taught you work ethic, didn't he? That guy is a machine. Even the way he fishes today, he's just a machine, right?
That's the perfect word for it. He is a machine. He's a machine. He's been doing this since I can't even put a year on it, but yeah, absolutely. Just an absolute machine.
Yeah.
Fish, 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 fish. That's that. And the rest of it is just departure time, arrival time, fish, 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 nothing else included. He's amazing.
No, he's a machine, absolutely. And the guy's been at the top level of the whole
Forever.
situation
Forever.
back when he was on the Tortuga. And
Yeah.
we we all grew up together. I was up in
Mhm.
Dana Point. Him and Joey and I, we were running boats together. I mean, Joey and I celebrated our 21st birthdays together. I know that whole crew down there very well. But
The
Ornos,
Black Velvet Crew?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Ornos took it to a whole different level, though. The guy was just, he was just
Yeah.
not like the rest of us. There was just
No, he's
something
just
about
he's
him.
just he's just fish centric as far as you can go.
Yep, the guy
He's
is
he's an amazing fisherman.
and he's also an amazing boat owner and a businessman. He's
Absolutely.
taking care of the
Absolutely.
whole aspect. So what a great person to learn the toolage from and go down to San Diego and because really, to be honest, San Diego fishery is a little bit different than Oceanside, a little
It
more
it
competitive.
it is it's I give me a second here.
Yeah,
So honestly, the San Diego fishery, it was built around longer trips, bigger fish, just more of the dream, where Oceanside had more of the institutional knowledge. It just had the fun, the friends, the knots, the tackle, the shorter trips where people could really just enjoy themselves. And and you know what? Honestly, I was born in '83, so I can't say what was before in the '80s. But from my whole mindset of it was is that just started to grow further and further south, longer and longer trips, bigger and bigger fish, and more pictures. Where Oceanside remained that constant where we're taking out people for shorter trips. We're showing them great times. We're kind of training. We're teaching. We're showing the building blocks, if you will. And San Diego they had to reinvent themselves to go further and further to continue that business practice along.
Well, it's a much more competitive fishery down there also.
Absolutely.
It's I grew up fishing down there in the 70s and early 80s, working when we were used to catch a fish that is kind of extinct now with long fins on the sides. If you didn't have if you didn't
I don't want to talk about them.
if you didn't have 100 on the boat, you sucked. If you didn't
Oh,
have
I don't want to talk about those things. Well, I do, because life would be so much easier.
because they're dumb.
I mean,
They're-
that was my entire upbringing, was straight albacore. It was, I mean, I remember one day we had 105 fish with 99 jig strikes, one at a time, the hard way. It was just as hard as it gets. You get a jig strike, wind them in, pull forward 10 feet, jig strike, but you could not get a bite on the bait. It wouldn't happen. And it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, nowadays it's like you don't want to, like, I won't personally stop for if we can't get 7 or 5 or a number, any number. Like, to stop for one, no, I'll just blow by a kelp. Oh, there's a yellowtail, whatever. I'm not stopping for one. That's just minutes off the clock, you
right.
know? And but those things would also jump all over the trollers. They wouldn't bite the bait. They wouldn't bite the artificials. They would just bite the eat not bait, just scooting along. Um, but God, I'm looking forward to seeing those things again. Justin, who runs my boat when I'm off the boat, he caught one this year, and I was like, great, thanks, bro, thanks. I grew up on these things. I used to have to sleep with a pillow over my ripping arm where I would rip the skin off. I would have to put the pillow over it so I could sleep, or I would smell that albacore.
Oh yeah. No, I
Because
know.
now
That's
we don't have to rip skins and all. Who knows what happens when albacore comes back? But it was it was something I used to, like, I literally still do to this day. I'm 40 years old now, and when I sleep, I have my pillow over my left arm, head on my right there, and then I put my arm right there. It's it's something.
And another thing your wife probably doesn't understand, and mine still doesn't today, is we hold our plate when we eat. Okay. We hold
It's funny you say that. So you're one click before me. But I saw this when I was on the Pacific Voyager, and I saw a guy do this one. I'm gonna have to turn. He did this one,
Yep.
and he ate like this, and I was like, "How much time have you how much time have you spent in prison?" And he's like, "No, that's not the case." I'm just like, it's one of those, like, nope. And
Well,
with the knife up, fork down, just
you had to though, or your plate was on the floor. Your plate was on the ground. The minute the boat rocked, your food went flying. We learned that as a very young age.
I
But
thought, honestly, to this day, I thought that was a prison thing. I thought it was like a block out, knife up, just come and get it if you want to.
to
Now,
hold the plate so it doesn't go flying on the floor. Everybody always tells me, "Hey, no one's going to steal your food." I'm like, "Oh, am I doing it again?" It's just a
every generation learns from the next.
right.
Every generation learns from the next.
And think about this. How rad would it be when those albacores show up? All these superstars of bluefin fishing today, how good are they going to be when the fish actually find the boat on their own? They're going to be the most amazing fishermen we've ever seen, right?
No, I think they're going to work for Costco. Are you kidding me? Albacores show back up. My dog can run my boat.
Right, exactly.
No,
No,
these bluefin are the smart ones. We're just the hard workers. These bluefin are the ones that are the tricksters.
oh,
Honestly, these
they're
guys
not.
work so hard, and the guys that catch them, yeah, they're working their butts off. They're absolutely working their butts off, because the guys that don't are not. I mean, that's just, honestly, these bluefin have they just have such a mindset for keeping themselves alive. Albacore, on the other hand, well, I mean, granted, look I'm older now. When I was younger, it was just walk down to the boat, catch the albacore, cut the albacore, get the albacore off the boat, and you just repeat and repeat and repeat. These bluefin, on the other hand, they're tricksters. They honestly are. They'll make you work everything you think you know about them. They just change it up. And I mean, moon phases, this, that, the next. Um, Honestly, the guys that work the hardest with those things are the ones that do the best.
Oh, by far,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's all fishing though, right? I mean, trout, bass, whatever. I mean, the guys that just cast, they end up with the more bass, and trout the same way.
Yeah, it's whoever works the hardest is always going to be rewarded the most. I was listening to Mike Pritchard talk on Let's Talk Hookup right before I went live on Sunday morning, and he was saying still today, and it's been this way since he was a kid working on the sport boats up in Ventura. The hardest thing to do is to get your passengers to change their bait. And they all want to argue with you and say, my bait's still wiggling. My bait's still wiggling. It's like, well, your bait's still wiggling, but we lost Greg for a minute. He'll be back, gang. But your bait, let's show that quick video about the Black Friday sale we got going on. All right, gang, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. I have a huge announcement. Holiday season, Black Friday is the start of the sale. Gang, we're going to do $350 lifetime membership to my website. That's incredible. That'll get you everything. That'll get you everything. All the bundles, lifetime membership, no renewal, nothing. $350. Normally, just to buy the one-year membership and 2 bundles, the hotspots and the game plans, that would be $265. I'm going to give it all to you for lifetime for $350. That's absolutely an incredible deal, so make sure you jump on it. It's only going to be available till January 1st. Then I promise you on January 1st, 2024, membership's going to $29.99 a month, and the bundles are going to $200 a piece. So this is a big opportunity to get in before I raise my prices. Anybody that's in, your price. That's a pretty good deal right there, gang, right? I mean, come on, look at that. This is just for all of you for the holidays. And then it's a matter of now you got a reason to stay alive, at least for 3 years, to get your money's worth, right? I'm just saying, gang, we got a great deal. Give me a call at 949-374-0786. We'll get you in on this smoking hot deal and get you going on this. Get you dialed in so that you can get that lifetime membership. A lot of people took advantage of it the last couple of years during the season, and they're very, very happy with what's going on. I think we're getting close to getting Greg back here. Here he comes. He's back. The man is back. I started talking about changing your bait, and you left us.
Oh, no. That'd be the last thing I would change on. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm on the
No,
boat right
it's
now, guys.
Yep.
I got blue tape. I got fuel filters. Yeah. No, I'm here. I'm working away. Sorry about that, Dave.
He's working, gang. He's at work, and we got him on the show. That's a pretty good deal. Gang, check out my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. Elliot flashed up the QR code. Give me a call at 949-374-0786. I'll get you in on that lifetime deal. You'll be stoked. Everybody that has it, you guys are all on here watching. Go ahead and let everybody know what a great deal it is. And later on in the show, we'll show you some more stuff. But real quick, while you go ahead and talk to your guys for a minute, Greg.
No, we're good, Rob. No, I'm a fisherman. I'm not a tech guy, but I got a tech guy here. I just shook him off.
I got my guy Dave from Deckhand Sports with us right now. Let's show that sizzle reel real quick. Greg, you can watch for a second. Let's show that, Elliot. Let's show this really bitchin' kill bag that.
it and not get beat up and not get bent and broken fillets because it's off of the bottom. There's ribs along the side. It's extra stiff. It holds better tie downs all the way around when you tie them in the back of your truck or you tie them down to your boat. You tie them into the back of your truck. You got better lifting pads. I don't even know this bag. I've never even seen it. I've never even had my hands on it. But if you look at it, I don't know anything about this guy or the bag. But if you look at it, you can see that, oh, somebody actually thought about this. You know, it's kind of.
Dave, let's bring Dave in real quick. Elliot, throw him up on. Hey, Dave, what's up, buddy?
Captain Dave, how you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thanks for joining Greg and I real quick. Talk about your bag real quick. Let everybody know what you got going on, and then we'll get back to Greg.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Came out with a bag that flat out doesn't leak. Purchased some other bags back in the day, had a bad experience, and decided we can make a better bag. And came out with 72 and a 48 inch. We also got a cow 90 inch bag. And you know, today's Black Friday. We're running some crazy deals, and your Saltwater Guide members can, you know, parlay those deals with their discount and really take advantage of what's going on our website.
Well, cool. Elliot will throw up the QR code, gang. You guys can go check that out. You can send Dave a message on the website. Let him know if you need any questions answered. Plus, he's a part of our website, gang. He's on the community all the time, answering people's questions. Take advantage of this. You guys want to have a kill bag. Greg and I are going to talk about how important it is to take care of your fish, because that's something that the sport boat industry is super into nowadays. It's not how it was in the beginning. And now those of us on the skiffs and the yachts, we're way into keeping our fish right. And we just had Tommy Gomes give you one of the most incredible shout outs. When he saw your bag, he was blown away. I mean, nobody knows more about taking care of fish than Tommy Gomes at Tunaville Market and Grocery, and he thinks your bag is incredible. So you guys can't go wrong with Deckhand Sports. So check them out. Dave, thanks for joining us. I'm going to let you go be with your family. I just wanted you to, if you got anything to add to this.
I want to jump in real quick because obviously we got a, you know, sport boat, you know, captain on, Captain Greg, good to meet you. Back in the day when we started testing it, we actually started using them when we were heading down to the landings, getting off the boat. You know, we have all these coolers. We're playing the cooler Jenga in the truck and moving them around to make it all work.
Jenga. I like that.
Yeah, right. And you know, you got 4 buddies, and they all got the biggest coolers in the world. Well, you know, a bag that can roll up, but then when you deploy it and it doesn't leak, and you can throw a bunch of tuna in there or whatever you're catching, and you know, especially with the whole fish processor issue a year or 2 ago, you know, we were loading up kill bags that didn't leak, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're crazy! Your truck bed or the inside of your trunk, it's gonna smell like tuna." No, bags don't leak. So we got guys buying them from Arizona and all across that are driving in San Diego, going on the Aztec or, you know, any other sport boat, catching their fish and then taking it all the way back. Because
that's awesome, Dave. That's the best thing we could hope for, is just product, you know?
Yeah, we got it at Fisherman's Landing, right there at the landing.
That's
a bunch
awesome.
Of other got it. So we're out there, and you know, our bags don't leak. They hold ice for 4 days. So
and all that websites all across this all across this deal, right? So people can see it.
Yeah, It's wide open. We created some Black Friday bundles. We got free shipping Black Friday, and then of course your Saltwater Guide 15 YSWG 15 gets that discount as well, and you can just stack all those things. You know, really get some great deals this weekend, and we're just excited about the weekend.
So awesome. That's so awesome. That's what we want, is we want product, you know? We just want product to just transfer.
Yeah,
from where it comes from to where it's going, however it happens.
The name came from you know, just you're always with the deckhands, whether you're the captain of your boat, you're still deckhanding, you're still tying everybody's line, you know, if you got a private skiff or whatever. And then when you're on the long range boat, you're with the deckhands. Captain's great, captain's up in the wheelhouse, captain's working, and you know, he's really working if we're not getting fish. So you realize real quick that the deckhands, you know, they really put on the show, especially if you're not catching. They really are engaging with customers. And then, you know, when you're on the fish, they're going to put you on a personal record, you know, and they're going to help you out, and they're going to gaff it. They're going to help you land that fish. And, you know, so we, you names tribute to the deckhands, whether it's yourself or, on the sport boats. So every time we go on a boat, we load up the crew with all kinds of gear as well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Thank you so much
Beautiful.
for that, Dave. Yeah, that's honestly, in my book, that's what people don't understand is that we go fishing every day. And I go fishing, I'll catch 1 or none or 20 or whatever it may be. But the guys do the hardest work when things are tough, keeping the heads clean, keeping the galley clean, keeping the people happy, the this, the that, the next, knots
Food,
tied,
expediting,
and
all that.
properly. Like, oh, I only tipped this much because I only caught 1 fish or we didn't have an opportunity. It's not the right mentality. It's that the crew members, the deckhands, they're what makes the entire trip worth going on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
to
they
your
can
point.
change it from having a tough trip to an awesome trip. Yeah, I caught 1. Yeah, it was small, but you know what? I had a great time. Like that's kind of the mentality we go for, at least here.
Yeah,
No,
the
Is
service, they provide the service. The captain
absolutely,
is the nuts and bolts of the operation, but
for sure.
that service end of it, which the sport boats, there's some amazing boats out there providing some awesome service to fishermen on the water and putting
Sure.
you on, some of the best fishing we've seen. To your point, I was born in '83. Some of the best fishing in our lifetimes. Especially
Absolutely.
with this bluefin. And you better have a deckhand that knows what he's doing with the gaff if you want to get that fish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree completely. And then take care of them.
Yes.
Let them know they're appreciated. That's a huge deal. Is that's my guys. I have good, happy people, friendly, helpful, and just even a pat on the back's a good enough start. Just let them know
well,
you appreciate them because
I
that's
have
why we train them.
I have a whole section on my website about tipping. Greg, you'll love this. Dave, you probably
Ooh,
I don't know if you
this feels like I get in trouble. But
no,
okay,
no,
go ahead. Let's do it.
no,
Let's do it. I'll
no.
do it.
There's nothing about it at trouble. I explained to everybody how we were taught since we were little children that we tip at the restaurant. There's no book about it. There's nothing. Our parents taught us tipping.
Nope.
I remember when my dad left the money on the counter the first time we were at the Galley restaurant on the end of the San Clemente Pier before we left to go fishing with my dad running the sun fun off the pier. And I was like, Dad, you left money on the table. And he said, no, that's a tip, son. That's the way it's done. You leave money for the people that take care of you. Then you get on a sport boat and people ask all the time, what's a good tip? What's a good tip? They come up to you and they ask you that all the time, Greg. And I play
They
with
already know the answer. They already know
I,
the answer.
Yeah.
They already know the answer.
I
If
play a
you
game
had
with them.
good service, it's 20%. If you had okay service, it's 15%. If you had shit service, it's 10%.
And the fish count
Done.
doesn't matter.
Done, done, and done.
Yeah,
Done, and done. That's
I
it.
just tell them
Did
a
you
good
have good
tip would
service?
be
20%. Total trip cost. The entire thing.
And it doesn't matter
You
if you
paid
caught
for the
one fish
ticket.
or
What
10 fish.
you paid for the fillet, 20%, good service. 15%, 10%. Simple. I told myself I wasn't going to do that in my whole life, but there it is. Internet.
that's it.
That's it, guys. If you have good service, tip 20% of your entire trip cost. If you had okay service, tip 15%. If you had shit service, tip 10%. Moving forward.
Yep, there you go. That's it. Now you guys heard it from a sport boat operator that and
Was I
really
wrong?
no, you're totally right. But what I try to explain to everybody is Greg, myself, when we're running the boat, do you really honestly think we work? Do you think we work harder when they're biting or not as hard? Because I'll guarantee you, when I wake up in the morning and the boat looks like an umbrella, it's a pretty easy day for me. We know how to catch them. We know how to gaff them. We know how to put them in the fish hole. When I wake up in the morning and there's not a boat around stopped and we got to start working and start driving out towards the sun or towards the horizon and we start looking and staring at the electronics all day and in the gyros all day and we never get a bite, do you think we worked harder that day, or do we work harder when we woke up in the morning and they were just raining on the boat? Way
Dave,
harder when they're not biting.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dave. Honestly, the hardest days are when we catch nothing.
Oh my gosh. People
It's
don't
the hardest
understand
day
that.
on earth. Do you think
People
that I
don't
go out to do my job to catch nothing? No. So when I have to work 10 times harder to catch half as many, it's the worst day on earth. So when things are going great and people are like, "Oh yeah, it's great, it's great, it's great." It's like, "Yeah, we had to work for this for days because yesterday wasn't that way. Tomorrow."
No, that's one thing about those bluefin. You can guarantee that whatever happened today, it ain't gonna happen tomorrow.
No, whatever we caught yesterday isn't going to happen tomorrow, and today's today. That's just how it goes.
They're gonna zig and you might zag.
Yeah, left, right, straight, forward, or back. Those are the 5 every day. And we never know what's going to be right till the end of the day. Honestly, what it comes down to is people taking care of you, helping you with your what have you. I mean, I go fishing all the time, not on my boat. I go out on a lake, river, this, that, the next. If I'm treated properly, I take care of my guys properly. And that's that.
Oh,
Move
yeah.
forward. Then tomorrow's tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
really just how it comes down. It's service, and fishing's fishing. I go out and catch nothing all the time, just like everybody else.
Oh yeah. But we know we're very good. You, me, all the guys that run boats, we're very good at catching them when they're biting. We are the
Yeah,
very best.
everybody catches them when they're biting.
We're the very best at that. But you don't ever want to tip according to what you caught. I taught that since I was a
Absolutely
little
not.
kid.
No. That's child's play. That's child's play in my book.
People used to come on the boat fishing with me and go, "Hey, what do you think we're going to catch today?" And I go, "I don't know. I've never seen you fish. I have no idea what you're going to catch today. Gosh, my crystal ball broke yesterday. Greg dropped it walking down the dock, and we don't know. We have no idea.
It's honestly not even that anymore. This picture there, Andy Qua, beauty. Honestly, what it comes down to with catching is effort. And you know what? You asked a question earlier, Dave, that I didn't even answer. I think we got cut off. Changing baits.
Right.
Honestly,
Yes.
if you want to catch fish, and I'm not going to say in the entire world, I don't have any aspect of this, that, the next. All I have is an aspect of what I've been doing for, I don't even know, 24 years now. I'm 40. I've been doing it 27 years. Is that the effort? And you'll hear this thing with time at the rail. This is what I heard growing up. Is time at the reel. That's what catches fish. That was back when I was a kid. That was 20 some odd years ago, but that was also based on long range fishing. Because we had albacore short range and we had long range big baits, heavy line, this, that, the next, just more effort. But it all comes down to is just straight effort. This style of fishing that I've become what I guess a professional at, it's what I do. I've been doing it my whole life. 1 to 3 day fishing. So let's call it 10 to 100-pound fish. This grade of fish is just all on the boat. It's on the boat. Like that. See that? There's the boat. You put an 80-foot donut around that thing, and that's where your life is done. Everything outside of that is a waste of time. What happens is sardines cannot pull a hook and a line if it gets heavy enough or big enough to get a bite. What ends up happening is it becomes just nonsense. Where when it's close to the boat and it's 40 feet out, it's ripping away, it's looking natural. So when you're on these short range trips, overnight, day and a half, 2-day trip, even 3-day trip. I mean, nighttime, that's a different story, but daytime trips, this is all local fish. This is all 40, let's say 20 to 80 pound daytime fish. If we want to go into like sinker rigs and stuff, that's a different conversation. But when it happens to do with close to the fish, that sardine actually has to be lively. It has to run. So anything over 50 pounds is a joke. Yes, bite on 50, and this is not like a ego thing. Like, yes, I do this for my living. Can I hook a bait on 50 pound, prepare it, and just put it out perfectly to get a bite? Sure. But people that do this just as recreation cannot. It's not how it works. So we have to taper down and tackle hook size, line size, and especially presentation. That's where it all comes into play. And it's a big deal. So honestly, on shorter trips like this, the best thing you can do is just change bait, because you don't do it every day. You don't change your bait every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, this, that, and the next. But it's the hugest deal is just to have bigger numbers to get your growth out of it. If you want 10 in a day, you should fish 100 baits. So if you're fishing 10 baits, you get 1. It's
Change your
really
bait,
how
change your
it
luck.
works out day in, day out with us.
Yeah, Dave, change your bait, change your luck. Absolutely. And Greg, you're pounding on it because that's the most important thing. Everybody on the boat doesn't understand. You look at the same guys that are getting bit all the time. They're at the bait tank the whole trip. They're always there. They're at the bait tank. It's all about changing your bait. When I go rooster fish fishing down here, I don't even want to go without 40, 50 baits. And it's just me and my wife
5
because
fish.
I want to catch a bunch of rooster
Right?
fish. I want to catch a bunch of fish, and I'm changing the bait. If I'm not getting bit and Kelly's getting bit, I'm putting on a new mullet. I'm changing my bait every, like you said, we say 60 seconds on the sport boat, but you and I both know we can't keep a bait in the water for 5 seconds if it's not running right. It's a change your bait.
I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't even mean to just manhandle this whole conversation. It's just what I do every day.
No, I got you, man. It's all good. I love listening to you. What I really got me going, and I called Jody and I asked him, "Hey, do you think Greg would be on the show?" And he's all absolutely, because I know you and Jody worked together in the past, and you bought his boat and all that stuff. So I knew you guys had a relationship. And he goes, because I was watching your Instagram videos where you're teaching when you're standing on the bow of your boat or you're on your stern of your boat, and the guys are bit behind, and you're explaining to everybody why they're bit. That's the missing link. That's why I've been able to accelerate out here on this social media platform. Besides having my buddy Elliot running the whole show for me, is we're educating and we're teaching. And that's something that you are doing such a phenomenal job at, because you're showing you're on the boat, you're bit, and then you're showing why you're bit. I think that is so special. That's a missing link from this industry. And you're right on the edge. You're right there. It's bitching.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Dave.
Well, and from a guy like me who hasn't fished as much as you guys, tapering that learning curve dramatically by seeing it, hearing it from professionals, and then hopping on the boat and getting out there. It's huge to be able to see it first and not learn it on the fly at the rail while you're tangling everybody up, but actually have that knowledge ahead of time. It's just massive, and it's welcome.
I appreciate that. God, you guys both have Dave names. I'm sorry. So yeah, Dave, it's honestly the reason I did it was because, I mean, end of the day for me is I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to catch the most amount possible. And me and my wife, we have a family. This is a family business. She runs the bookings. I run the boat. I do this. I do that. Like it's a very good play on taking care of like a family business. But really the reason that I did it was just because I feel like people don't have the information. I like they don't have like everybody shows up, they just all want to do well. But then they feel like they're shorted a little bit. And I just that's not the case. I want everybody to have all the information all the time. That's how everybody does well. Is just I bring these hooks, I do this, I do that, and they walk through the steps, and then, well, sometimes we catch one, sometimes we catch 10. I mean, that's just in general.
Yeah, no, and I love Elliot's throwing all your Instagram stuff up here. You keep the people pretty informed. It's a pretty cool way you've put this whole thing together, and the fact that it is a family-run business. There is, like I always say on my shows when I'm on Let's Talk Hookup on Sunday mornings, there is no one on the boat that wants to catch fish more than the captain. Now, I might have to change that. There's no one on the boat that wants to catch more fish than the owner operator because
You've got it.
let's
That's the
be
whole
honest.
deal.
Yeah, because it's all coming down to Greg. What's going on, Greg? We weren't successful today, Greg. You weren't here today. You had your backup captain running the boat, which we know is not the case. That's not the thing. But when you're not there, that's the first thing they blame.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Right. So you get to
And
take
I've got
all
the
those
best guys on earth running my boat. Like I've had guys for 8 years and 10 years on my boat. Like so I wouldn't take a day off if that were not the case, you know?
Yeah, and we both know that for a fact. We wouldn't have someone run our boat that isn't really good at what they do, but that gives them that excuse. The first thing they're going to go is, "Well, Greg, why weren't you there? We didn't get." Dude, if I was there, we still wouldn't have caught. The guy that's running the boat's doing exactly what I would do, but it's just silly the mentality. But one thing I wanted to touch on when I had you on here, and I was thinking about this a lot, such a different world in the last 5 years than you and I or anybody's ever seen. There is no off time. You guys are fishing in 2 hours from when you leave the dock. You guys are fishing all night long, all day long. That's the number one thing I hate about bluefin. You don't know if they're going to bite at 2 o'clock in the morning, or they're going to bite 9 o'clock tonight, or they're going to bite at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. They suck. Bluefin suck. Let's be honest. They suck. But man.
But we love
Dave,
it.
I am going to absolutely agree with you that bluefin fucking suck. Oh, can I say that?
Yep, you can say it,
I
bro.
think I just did. Yeah, they're very hard, but on the beautiful side of it is we're not limited to just daytime. So yes,
Right.
they do suck for crew scheduling, sleep, this, that, the next, but it's
Tough on them.
it
Well,
also does give us the ability to fish 24 hours a day. Albacore were different. I
right. But
caught one
haven't you?
albacore in my life after dark, and I wasn't even awake for it. It was just I like put the rod in the friggin' anchor holder with a squid. I went to sleep, and they're like, "Hey, I think your rod's bit." I was like 19, some dummy, but it was funny. It was like I caught an albacore at night. But this bluefin thing's a different deal.
And the reason I wanted to talk about that was because what people don't understand is you're coming on the boat. You have to understand Greg, his second operator, and the crew and the cook and everybody, they're operating at a level that you guys can't really comprehend unless you've been there. Think about this. Greg wants to get a couple minutes of sleep. He's not asking for a lot. They get by the time they're done loading bait and they head out. And some days it was 2 hours. It was 20 miles. Some days it was 30. So you're parking in 3 hours, but you're not. when you think, oh, well, he parked, he had 3 hours of sleep. No, because on the way there, they're up there, they're staring at the sonar, they're watching the up and down, they're talking to each other. You don't know when they're going to find that fish. It could be at 20 miles, it could be at 30, it could be at 40. They're working the whole time, and then they stop the boat, and then the stupid fish start to bite, or then they don't bite, and then you're back at the hunt again. There's really no sleep. So when you guys get on these sport boats, you got to understand, slow down. We know you're excited. It's your day and you finally get to go, but you have to understand this crew today is operating at a level that most of us can't even comprehend. Talk about that for a minute, Greg.
Okay, I could talk about that. So here's the deal. Everybody's excited. Everybody wants to catch their biggest, most fish ever. But what ends up happening is, if you want to really enjoy yourself, trust where you're going, trust the boat you're going on, and let the guy that knows best make the decisions. Because if you could do all those three things, all you have to do is just enjoy yourself. That's it. You're going on a fishing trip. Every time I go on a fishing trip, when I'm not on this, I could talk a whole bunch of junk about it because I hate it because I want to here. Not hate it, but when it's my place of work, I feel great. When I'm in Florida, I'm going on this boat. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm so jazzed. And, oh, we saw something. We did this. We did that. Oh, I caught this one little, what? It doesn't matter because I was excited to do it. I was happy. I was fishing. I was going fishing. And you know what the best part about going fishing is? Going on the next trip and doing the next thing and enjoying yourself with every day that you step foot on a fishing trip, because that guy's not in control of it. He's not in control of it. I'm not in control of it. Some days we catch none. Sometimes we catch 1,000. Sometimes we catch in between. Just enjoy a fishing trip. I mean, that's why we go fishing for, to enjoy it, to have fun. Like, let's just do it. And you know what? Trust the guy you're going with, and if you don't, we'll pay less. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Well, real quick, we're running out of time. I know you guys can't believe it's already been an hour, but as far as handling a fish, because that's why we got Dave here. Once it comes off the boat, he's in charge with the deckhand bags, and you should all have one if you're going on these trips with Greg. But what do you guys do to the fish? It hits the deck. What's happening on the Aztec?
Okay.
Sorry.
He got me. Okay.
Switch gears real quick.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't lie.
We're boat operators. We
so if we have small fish, we don't gill and gut. Bigger fish, we do, obviously. If we have, obviously, what we see nowadays, big monsters and stuff like that, we take care of it. We gill and gut. We start seeing 10, 15 pounders, and they're coming on one after another, after another, after another. It's in worse shape for us to try and take care of them. It's better to get them cool fast. But I'd love to see one of your bags, Dave.
Yeah, we can definitely make that happen.
That would be amazing. We'd love to put one on the boat. We were dealing with the other stuff in the past, and that would be amazing. But yeah, no, everything's gilled, everything's bled, everything's what have you. But the gutting on the small ones. At least I'll be honest about it. And you go on longer trips, you go on bigger fish, this, that, and the next. It'll all be gilled and gutted. But that's just kind of where that's at. Dave,
right.
Can you send one of these to me?
Yeah, we're gonna connect afterwards.
I'll pay whatever the cost is.
Yeah,
could I get one of the mid to big ones?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get you one down on the boat for sure.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to push it.
That'd be awesome. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're, these bags don't leak. You get to the landing.
I just like the angle of it. Because that's the problem is when they dump over.
Yeah, so it's an
Yeah.
A-frame. It's an A-frame design on the side profile, so it makes that zipper want to close, and then
Yeah, absolutely.
tapered ends so it can stand up, and then we got a bunch of D clips and handles and molly loops and top loops in case you want to go cleat to cleat. However, whichever boat. That's one thing I've learned. Did the PCS show last year and just spoke with everybody and spent a lot of time with a lot of guys that had a lot of great ideas.
Oh, that's a perfect plug. That's a perfect plug.
So every bag has 2 plugs because the one thing I learned is you fish differently than I fish, than Captain Dave fishes. So, and Captain Dave's got a different boat than what I got, than what you got. So we just need options. We need options to how to attach the bag to the boat, or how to secure it, or maybe we got to drain out some of that melted ice water. We're having more ice, so I can't reach the plug because now we tied it to the swim step and the kind of big fish, and we got to be able to reach over and grab it. So now we got 2 plugs, so we got options. We got our modular foam blocks right there to help support the fish. They kind of work like ice baffles, basically. So when you're on a rolling,
so it doesn't slosh.
Yeah, exactly. So when you don't check it and you get back to the dock 2 hours later because you're 40 miles out, you haven't been icing the tail the entire time. You still got ice covered throughout the fish.
Wow. You guys are killing it.
And that's what Tommy Gomes said. He goes, those ribs that you put in the bottom of the bag, that's cutting.
That's huge. Yeah, no slosh. No slosh.
Gets that fish up off to that bacteria. Look at there's a swordfish in a kill bag. Gets that fish up off that bacteria-laden water, and you're got.
Hey, Dave, you're killing it. Keep it up.
Yeah, we're trying to innovate, trying to keep pushing the market, and
that's huge. That's huge.
We got a new product coming out for 2024 that's going to be a kill bag, but it's not necessarily a bag. And we're just pushing. We're just keep innovating.
It's still going to be a bag, Dave. It's still going to be a bag. It's got to be a bag.
It might be like a box, but
it might be a box.
Dave, Tim Ogilvy asked a question. Is the 60 out yet?
Wait,
60's
one
coming.
more time.
60 will be here for March. We're going to drop all our new product at the PCS show in March.
All right, bitcha.
And I saw one other question about warranty. Our bags come with a 1-year warranty. So, have that confidence that this bag is going to perform for you, and it's not going to leak, and the zipper's not going to blow out, and your buddy's not going to rip that handle off because he thinks he can pick up a 200-pound fish with, 200 pounds of ice in the bag all by himself. Should something come up, just have that confidence that we're going to stand behind our product and we're going to back it up with a 1-year warranty.
Awesome.
All right. That's awesome. Greg, we got about 5 minutes left here.
Okay.
You and your wife got anything special going on for this time of year? Any Black Friday? I know you're booked all the time. I mean, it's a silly question to even ask.
We're going on fucking vacation. I'm going on vacation. My season's done, my friend.
Oh my gosh, yeah, what a year.
You guys want to book the Aztec? You can check it right here on the website. I'm going on vacation. My guys are dealing with the rails right now. I'm literally headphones in the galley. No.
Yeah.
Book your spots. You guys want a nice place to go, come on over. And that's that. We take up to 28 guys. And no, everything's good. I got to get back to work here in a minute.
Yep, the boats are beautiful.
I put on the fancy shirt. I was wearing the boatwork shirt before this. So, yeah. No, we're getting this done so we can go get back to work. And then after the weekend, me and the wife are going to Mammoth. And then we're going on our long trip. We usually do a 6-week trip after the season.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did Key West last year. This year, I think we're going to go north, but we're going to fight the snow. So whatever. Snow's fine.
Wonderful. Well, if you get to Tahoe, let me know. My son's there.
We're going to blow right by there. I'm going to real big.
There you go. There you go.
Do you guys know anything about Mammoth? I'm sorry, not Mammoth. Montana or Colorado?
Yep, I have a partner who's in Whitefish, Montana, that we were making rods together with. Chris. He's got it all figured out, hunting, fishing, whatever. It's going to be colder than hell there, but
I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can hang
I've,
out with Chris. I'll text you his number. What do you
I
got, Dave?
fished
Amazing.
I fished the headwaters of the Missouri outside of Bozeman. Just epic, just awesome, and a flat bottom
Please
jet boat.
send me the info
Yep,
because
we'll
I
do
don't
it.
have time. I'm just all the
Greg's breaking up real bad. We just lost him. Hey, Dave, Deckhand Sports, thank you very much. One more time, shout out to all the people watching. They want to get a bag, let them know. There's Greg's back.
Yep. Thanks for having me, Captain Dave. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, we got a ton of Black Friday deals going on. Take advantage. Take advantage of your saltwater guide promo. Yeah, if you've got any questions, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I'm always answering questions and happy to help out. So appreciate it, Dave.
You got it, buddy. I'll talk to you later. You're out. See ya. Thank
Yep.
you. Adios. And then
Thanks,
Greg,
guys.
thank you very much for a great day. Talk to you later. All right, gang. It's just us now. It's just us. Thank you all very much for watching the show. Thanks for everything you do. Greg's busy trying to get that boat cleaned up so he can get on vacation. Don't forget my holiday offer. Don't forget my lifetime membership for you for $350. Your lifetime membership, all the bundles, everything, the bitchin' community that we've built, all the great friends of the show. Dave's on there all the time with Deckhand Sports, Justin, Pablo, Sonny, my guides up and down the coast. We're all on this website all the time. We'll take super good care of you. We'll make sure that your fishing trips are successful, whether you catch fish or not. Check us out, yoursaltwaterguide.com. And once again, thank you, everybody. Marley's fired up. He knows he's going to get some more worms as soon as I'm done talking here. Elliot, thank you for producing a phenomenal show. Everybody that watched, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. Thank you all very, very much for always supporting me and my wife and the animals. Leave a tip, leave some stars. Let us know how much you appreciate us. And I'll be back with everybody on Monday with another great show. I'm going to have all three of my guides with me on Monday. I'm going to have Pablo with me, Justin with me, and Sonny with me. And we're going to talk about some cool things going on this winter for all of you. So don't miss it. I will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Turn off the news. Remember, they're all lying. The only place you're going to get truth is right here at Your Saltwater Guide. Thank you all.